wanted to make a video about the best natural wonders in Civ VI because there is one that, to me, stands out above all the others, and in this video I'm going to share my top 5. But did you know that for any random map seed, the natural wonder you will most likely be able to establish your capital city next to is Mount Roraima? Did you also know that, playing on higher difficulty levels, you are actually 22.5% more likely to spawn near, within 14 turn scouting, to a wonder? You see, I had a theory that one of the things that makes deity so much more difficult is that you are less likely to be given a favorable spawn location. So I ran an experiment. I ran 30 random seeds of the game on both deity and prince, and did little but scout until I found my first wonder. I recorded which civ I was, how many turns it took to discover the first wonder, and what the first wonder I discovered was. Welcome to Civilization Stories, where we explore alternatives to history through the lens of the world's most addictive video game. Originally, I just wanted to record footage of the wonder videos to make this video about my top 5 favorites, so I decided to create a spreadsheet to keep track of which wonders I was able to record a video for, and that's when I got curious about which wonders would show up most often and how long it actually takes to discover your first wonder and get that eureka for astrology. As I mentioned, I ran 30 random seeds on deity and then 30 random seeds on prince. It's a small sample, yes, but I only have so much time to not actually play, and I still found this experiment very revealing. What I found crazy was that 3 of my top 5 natural wonders I did not discover at all during my 60 random seeds of the game. This doesn't mean that they weren't in any of the random seeds, but they weren't near where I was going to be able to take advantage of them early. It makes me suspect that developers are aware of the power of some of these wonders and make their appearance less likely. Or, and you're probably already thinking it, maybe Husky is just paranoid. Before we find out if I'm onto something or just emotional, I wanted to mention a couple of broader points about the value of natural wonders. First, all of them are great to have within or near your empire, and you always want to control as many natural wonders as you can. You also want to settle near them as early as possible so that you can benefit from their bonuses for longer. All wonders add appeal to surrounding tiles, making it easier to build national parks, get better housing bonuses when constructing nearby neighborhoods, as well as faith adjacency bonuses leading to stronger holy sites. However, infrastructure on adjacent tiles does remove other yields, but you can't really go wrong with a well-placed preserve. Natural wonders are great no matter how you use them. That's obvious. After all, how many videos are there online of Civ streamers showing off their goated starts? It's almost a cliche at this point. But how common is it, really, to have a goated start? I thought it would happen all the time on Prince, and I believed my hypothesis to be correct when, on my first seed, I discovered Roraima on turn 1 as Hammurabi. As if Hammurabi needed the extra help. However, the next seed as Teddy, I didn't discover a wonder until turn 38, which was longer than any of my seeds on deity. One time on Prince, as Tomyris, at turn 57, I had explored my entire continent and had not discovered a natural wonder, leading to my lone DNF. There are 34 natural wonders in the game, and I ran the experiment 60 times. Naturally, you see what I did there? I would discover the same wonder more than once, but just 4 natural wonders, or 12%, Mount Roraima, Pantanal, Dead Sea, and Mount Vesuvius accounted for 30% of my first discoveries. 8 of the natural wonders, 23.5%, didn't appear during my experiment at all. I have 74 leaders available to play, but got Christina 6 times out of 60 seeds, 4 times on deity and twice on prince. That seems like a lot. There's a lot of nuance when it comes to good scouting, but with uncountable hours of gameplay under my belt, I feel like I have a firm grasp of at least the basics. On Prince, I discovered a natural wonder within 10 turns only 9 times, 30%. On deity, I had a sub-10 turn discovery 14 times, 46.6%. Before I discuss my top 5 wonders, there is one wonder that is completely useless. It's the Bermuda Triangle. The likelihood that its bonus of +5 science to adjacent tiles, available only in ocean tiles, will be usable by a viable city is less than 1%. It's a wonder that does not exist in real life. It's part of mythology, like the Easter Bunny. You can't visit it because modern navigation and communication makes it a non-issue. It's a waste of code. Regarding the usefulness of wonders, generally speaking, wonders that improve yields of surrounding tiles like Roraima, Tsingy, Uluru, and Yosemite are better than wonders whose tiles provide unique yields like Gobustan, Dead Sea, Crater Lake, and Chocolate Hills. Although the true value of wonders that improve yields of surrounding tiles depends on the terrain that surrounds them, they are superior to wonders whose tiles provide their own yields because those yields are fixed. For example, although the 4 tiles of the Chocolate Hills that provide 1 food, 1 production, 1 science is nice, they are fixed for the whole game and cannot be improved. This unimproved Silks tile is as valuable as the tiles of the Chocolate Hills tiles. It will become a more valuable tile when a plantation is added, improving its food and gold yield on top of its +1 culture. A natural wonder surrounded by a resource that can be improved can further enhance the value of a tile. This unimproved Silks tile, next to Tsingy, has the exact same value of a Chocolate Hills tile, +2 culture. One for being a Silks tile and one for being adjacent to Tsingy. Once the tile is improved into a plantation, it will become even more useful. The yield bonus of some wonders such as Crater Lake, the Dead Sea, and Lake Retba have their uses, but can be problematic since they need to have surrounding tiles with sufficient food to be worked since their tiles provide no food. I prefer natural wonders that don't take a lot of work to reap the benefits. For example, the supplemental bonuses provided by wonders like Everest, Matterhorn, and the Giant's Causeway are strong, but players are required to make a unit and move it adjacent to the wonder for its bonus. As lazy as I am, I prefer the yield bonus to adjacent tiles more than directing my religious units over the map to Everest so that they can move more quickly over hills. 99 times out of 100, I'm just going to send my religious units in the direction they need to go, thereby skipping whatever terrain movement modifier might be saved by backtracking to the wonder in the first place. Lastly, before I reveal my top 5, one honorable mention is Paititi. Its overall benefit is probably higher than all of the other wonders on this list, and to be fair, its usefulness in any game is probably the strongest. But I kick it down to number 5 because, like the triangle, it's not a real thing. It's a mythical city. Unlike the rest of these wonders, you can't actually visit. But dear God, the +2 culture, +3 gold, and +4 gold bonus to international trade routes if you own the wonder's tiles is redonk. It's crazy. If this wonder shows up, guard it with your life. So, number 5 is Yosemite. The +1 food, gold, and science is nice and comparable to other wonders. What sets it apart is the fact that it covers only 2 tiles, meaning that it's not taking up too much room in your empire, and I also find that it consistently spawns around favorable terrain. Some wonders that boost yields to surrounding tiles spawn in deserts or tundra, meaning that the base yield of the tile they are boosting are marginal, making them only as useful as a regular tile on more favorable terrain. This often happens to number 4 on my list, Torres del Paine. It's a sad day when Torres del Paine shows up surrounded by tundra, but on those occasions when it shows up surrounded by grassland hills and maybe with an adjacent resource, oh happy day. Like Yosemite, it occupies only 2 tiles, and it doubles the base terrain yields of surrounding tiles, meaning you can get some very good food and production yields early if you spawn near it. I've also visited Torres del Paine in real life, so this one holds a special connection in my heart. During my 60 random seeds, I discovered Torres 0 times. Number 3 is Mato Tipila. The bonus is small, just +1 faith and +1 production to surrounding tiles, but it occupies a single tile, and I find it always shows up surrounded by favorable terrain. It could be just luck, but that's my experience. Number 2 is Pamukkale. You know, I've visited Turkey a half dozen times and I've still never been. I must make a special trip one day. This wonder is awesome. Owning one of the 2 tiles provides +1 amenity. But the real draw is the adjacency bonus that it provides to theater squares, campuses, and commercial hubs. The network of high-yield districts you can strike out of this bad boy can be shocking. Personally, I prioritize theater square entertainment complex pyramids around this one since you can get great terrain adjacencies for campuses, holy sites, and commercial hubs in other ways, but that's just me. Either way, you can be sure your districts surrounding Pamukkale are going to be strong. Pamukkale also never appeared during my experiment. Finally, my favorite natural wonder of all is Zhangye Danxia. I hope I'm saying that right. I rarely see this wonder when I play, and sure enough, it didn't appear during my experiment. But when I do see it, I remember a game from years ago. I can't even remember who I was playing as, where I spawned near it and settled my first city nearby. I recruited my first Great General and Great Merchant simultaneously by about turn 50 and received my Eureka for the Enlightenment by the medieval era. Most folks love their early great scientists, but the likelihood that you will beat the AI to them playing on DD is absurd. An early great general can start a domination snowball, making all of your battles easier. It will actually help your science victories. Great merchants are some of the most underrated in the game. They also usually appear later since commercial hubs show up later on the tech tree than campuses, holy sites, and encampments. Getting great merchants before you even have infrastructure can be a game changer. Having a Zhangye Danxia tile by turn 5 gave me a virtual monopoly on the great merchants in the game. The +2 great general and merchant points it offers actually declines in value as the game goes on, as great people become more expensive. Admittedly, if you only settle or conquer a city nearby after the Renaissance or Industrial eras, then Zhangye maybe isn't the hottest. But the head start you get in such a rare and crucial part of the game if you capture a tile early is outstanding. So there you go. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments what your favorite natural wonder in the game is. And remember to keep making your own civilization stories, your own amazing paths through history, and I'll see you next time.